I wish I wasn't coming on here to tell you this information, but you need to hear about it if you did not know. This world war has entered a new phase. See, I want to get a definition for world war. World war is when there are two, three, or more countries that are fighting the same war against each other, where it's like a tag team situation where one country's allies are getting in, another country's allies are getting in. And you may not have heard, but this is breaking news. There is a specific country in Europe that has just gotten pulled in to World War III. See, the crazy thing is the Iran-American war, side note, also Israeli war, has dragged in none other than Ukraine. Yes, the Ukraine that is currently fighting Russia, that currently has their hands tied over one lake that is north of Iran, the Caspian Sea. See, south of Iran is the Strait of Hormuz, where 20% of the world's oil supply flows through and is going to choke out the European economy, on top of the fact that they are literally set ablaze right now. We have the 110 Fahrenheit temperatures, now 300,000 people being evacuated. And as if Europe did not have enough chaos ensuing, the Caspian Sea is now in danger because Iran targeted Ukraine ships during a process. Look, listen, we gotta break this down because it's getting kind of crazy. I'm gonna read this from CNN. CNN is not my favorite news publication, but in this regard, with this breaking news, I think this is one of the most reputable places that's going to give us just the direct facts and information, because not a lot of people have information on this. The Caspian Sea has become the latest region to be sucked into the growing conflict between Iran and its adversaries, not least because it's a vital artery in the growing relationship between Iran and Russia. Ukraine at the weekend said its drones had struck two Russian vessels carrying military cargoes in the Caspian Sea, the world's largest inland body of water. It asserted that both had left Iran for a Russian port. Iran countered that one of its commercial vessels carrying a cargo of iron had been struck, killing one seafarer and injuring three others. So actually, it's not Iran that targeted Ukraine. It was Ukraine that targeted Iran. And we're not sure right now if that was purposeful, if that was strategic, if Iran was like, hey, our ships have been attacked. Maybe they meant to just hit Russia, or if Ukraine was like, yes, we're trying to hit you too, because we're just feeling like we want Europe to get in this war. We want President Donald Trump to get in this war. Because remember, I believe it was at the top of 2026, if not the end of 2025, where President Donald Trump and Zelensky of Ukraine were at the White House talking. Zelensky came in like all black, and like the US president and the whole cabinet were kind of looking at him like, why did you come in all black? We all have suits on, like you need to be respectful. It was a thing because this man, Zelensky, he's ready for war. He's been dealing with war on all fronts since 2022. Like in 2022, I can't believe it. I was in the Swahili coast in Tanzania, then Kenya for a time. Like, wow, that was just such a vibe. But it is now 2026, and this Russian-Ukraine conflict has been going on for quite some time. And I think Ukraine's just literally feeling like, hey, let's just press the red button and just have the whole world at war. We're fighting the war. Europe is just sitting there in the heat. They're not helping. We feel like they need to be doing more. We are protecting all of Europe. This is how Ukraine feels. This is how Zelensky feels. We are protecting all of Europe right now from Russia. We are putting our hands in. We are getting to the work. We are protecting all of the Western world right now. And you guys are over there worried about wildfires. Continuing with the article, the ship, which it did not name, was sailing from the Russian port of Astrakhan to Anzal in Iran, which Iranian regional governor Hadi Hagashanas described as a safe and reliable corridor for commercial exchange between the two ports. Iran and Russia are very close allies. It's now coming out that Russia has helped Iran with intelligence so that they can strike the U.S. military and unalive some of the people, wound some of the people that are coming from the U.S. military. You can't be that mad because it's like, hey, Iran, they're going to need some intel or they're going to be obliterated. But this is quite literally how you have a World War III scenario, because you have Iran, you have Russia, then you have America, and you have Israel, and you have Ukraine. This is very much an Israeli theme type of war issue. If you can tell, Ukraine is very much a supporter of Israel. Some of the Ukrainian people, they are actually some of those ancestors of the Israelis that had come down to Israel, the modern day Israel, to profess that they are Jewish and that they are Israelis, and that is who they want to be now. Instead of being Ukrainian and being from the Caucasus Mountain regions, they're like, hey, we are now Israelis. We want to come down here, clear out this land, unalive some of the Palestinians, and do all those types of things. So when you think about the themes throughout this war, it's very much a Jewish war. It's very much an Israeli-centric focused war to kind of clear out that Middle Eastern area so that Israel can come out as the dominant power. Now, this is crazy because it's going to cause oil prices to go up. I believe $40 trillion was just lost from the stock market yesterday. I'm just seeing this information. It doesn't shock me because you're going into a Q4 where typically your retail stocks go up, everybody's Christmas shopping, holiday, winter shopping, blah, 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 woo, 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 the best time of the year. But it's going to be a dark winter. It's going to be the darkest winter that Europe has ever seen. You can already tell by the wildfires. But America's going to feel it as well. The entire globe is going to feel it, which brings me to the state of the diaspora business intelligence. We just have 24 hours left. Sign up is going to close. We are going live in an incubated group setting. See, the thing about us, we don't like to do summits. We don't like to do AI summits, although I have spoken at one of my favorite AI summits this year, only one because I don't like to be everywhere. I like to be very incubated and exclusive and intentional with my time. But what we like to do, we like to have you in a small container with about 10 other people where everybody feels seen, heard, and understood. You don't feel like we're just blasting information out to you. You get individualized consultations, you get individualized advice, and you feel like you're in the room with people who would like to hear you speak, who would like to hear your experience, who would like to hear your fears, where you're going with things, and how you can be accountable for your business intel. Listen, this is your last chance, quite literally, to start your business in the next 6 to 8 weeks. Like, this is your last chance while the earth has a kind of all right footing before we see those gas prices, before we see retail prices, food supply chain. Let me just put it like this. I'm thankful to be on an island in Mauritius, Africa, and have been for years now. I'm thankful to be in Africa. I'm thankful that I'm not in America while all this is happening because I have a little leverage with my currency. I have a little leverage with living somewhere that's 60% lower cost of living and now having my family out here as well. Oh my goodness, if you did not hear, tensions actually escalated further yesterday, when Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghei said Ukraine's dangerous adventurism will certainly not go unanswered by us. Listen. Iran said they're for the streets, okay? That's literally what Iran's saying. They're like, listen, we are not really the type to lay low and be quiet and pretend that you didn't just strike our ship, but you want to be adventurous. You want to, be a seafarer and shoot at us in the sea and all of these things. So guess what? It's not going to go unanswered. If you want full World War III, we can go that route. We can take that route because we have Russia up there that's going to help us near the Caspian Sea and still butcher you. And then we're going to be down here getting the US and Israel. It's just looking like World War III, okay? It's just looking like, folks, get your bags, get your stuff handy. Look, in World War scenarios, you just don't have the luxury of time to say, well, I just want to wait until my favorite couch comes in the mail and my favorite purse and my favorite. This is a World War III scenario. Get your bags, relocate to where you're supposed to go, prepare your rice, your beans, your fruits, your seeds, prepare the things that need to be prepared, create your networks, create your business, understand AI in the AI age, because the world is at war. This is urgent. You just don't have the time to lollygag anymore. Now, if you're like, what the heck goes through the Caspian Sea? Like, what is this known for? Let me tell you, still on the same CNN article, pull it up on your phones, pause this video, grab the article, let's get into it, because the Russian grain and steel are among the cargoes that go across the Caspian Sea. Iran has developed several significant ports on the sea. Among the Anzali, oil and gas from Kazakhstan are transported from the Caspian to a hub on the Black Sea. For Russia, the Caspian is an important conduit to Central Asia and Iran, and a critical route in expanding strategic partnership with Tehran, obviously, because the Strait of Hormuz is closed, right? Remember, the U.S. has a naval blockade on the Strait of Hormuz as we are speaking, although the United States of America is quite literally on the other side of the world, we like to get into the Middle East issues and be like, look, we own the Middle East, okay? And we're going to put this naval blockade here, right? But it's also affecting Russia's role in Iran's civilian nuclear program and oil exploration in Iran. Now, the recent blockade by the U.S. of Iranian ports has underlined the strategic value of the Caspian Sea route, says Kajapur. It is also less vulnerable to international sanctions. Remember, Russia and Iran are countries that have been sanctioned by the West, both Europe and the United States, because Europe and the United States economically are very unified on that front. We may not be unified on a lot right now, but when it comes to sanctioning places like North Korea, Iran, Russia, we like to sanction those areas to push up Western currencies, because if you have a level playing field, just like how America is a very racist society, if you just have a level playing field, then you see that some people may be a bit more competitive to you and have better strategic advantages. So the only way to cripple their economies, you have to be unfair. Don't let them play the game with the same rules as you. If that was not enough, get this. There's another player that's coming in. See, we used to think, my husband and I, when we were doing these analysis and we were looking at the times, looking at geopolitics, looking at everything, we would think, okay, why is everybody taking so long to respond? China, North Korea, Russia, they're quiet. But friends, the folks are not quiet anymore. CNN is just telling you just now that they are not being quiet. And when CNN does that, it should give you pause, okay? It should make you sit back and think, okay, what's really happening here? What's about to go down if CNN, which does not like to profess that other nations are as strong or stronger than America, is now coming to report that North Korea plays a significant role in supplying Russia with weapons. Let's see this big picture. North Korea just announced, actually, North Korea, y'all know North Korea don't play. Leave a comment down below if you know North Korea does not play. Put that in the comments section. North Korea does not play, because listen, North Korea, they're like, look, our nuclear program is fully sufficient and ready to go. They just tweet this out on their social medias. Kim Jong-un, he's just FYI, while you guys are in the Caspian Sea, while Israel and Iran are getting things together, while the diaspora is heading back to Africa and getting settled with their residency through the mature adult intensive, finding out how to get their finances together before leaving America, feeling exhausted from doing everything on their own. But now they're like, hey, I'm ready to have a global mobility strategy. North Korea is over there like, hey, we ready to go, just so you know. So everybody knows, everybody's clear. Our nuclear capabilities are fully functional because we don't let Americans in. We have nothing to do with America. Americans literally cannot get into North Korea. If you did not know, FYI, just like now Burkina Faso, this world, child, is changing. And you better be on neutral territory. You better be somewhere on the continent with neutral territory or the islands of the sea. I'm someone that's not against being in the islands of the sea. If you're in Thailand, if you're in Polynesia, if you're in Papua New Guinea, gosh, I said it backwards, y'all. If you're in Papua New Guinea, if you're in Mayotte, if you're in Zanzibar, look, be somewhere that you can survive World War III, because this is a World War III scenario. That is it for this video. Shalom, shalom. See you in the next one. Do not be the person that prepares last. Do not be the person that's caught slipping. Do not be the person that has comfort as an idol before preparation. Yes, it's more comfortable for me to go out and get my favorite ice cream right now rather than invest in the market. I would love to just eat my favorite ice creams and cookies, but it's not time for that comfy cushion of, let me just do the things that are just nostalgic and just kind of weak-minded. No, we need to prepare, because war is on the earth, whether you're ready or not, and it's going to meet your door soon, whether it's from groceries, banking, high inflation, or all of the above. Just stay woke, be aware. Don't be caught slipping, prepare. And we'll see you in the next video. If you'd like to join the Mature Adult Intensive August 9th edition, 4-week sophisticated white glove service that has gotten our clients to Mauritius, to Kenya, to Egypt, to countries all over the continent and beyond. We even have clients that have gone on to be in Asia. Check out the link in the description or go to www.journeywithus.movetoafrica.com/services. Read the enrollment guide to see if it's right for you.